Welcome to another video in the data migration playlist. So far in this playlist, I have explained and demonstrated on the Data Migration Cockpit on SAP S4HANA 2022 how to migrate the different master data objects. I have also explained the concept of migrating the GL account balances and line items, and in the last video I explained the concept of how to migrate open purchase orders, open sales orders, and inventory balances. In the video today, as promised, I'm going to demonstrate on SAP S4HANA 2022 how to use the Data Migration Cockpit to migrate open purchase orders. And remember that, as explained in the last video, by open purchase orders, I mean orders that have quantities that are not invoiced or received. These are the quantities that we are going to migrate today. Here I have my SAP Fiori interface, and I will start by going to the same application we use every time, Migrate Your Data Migration Cockpit. And I will open the same project we use every time, Migration Demo of AG00. And then let's look for Open Purchase Orders. We don't have it here, so we need to add it first. In order to do this, we can go to Settings, Edit, and then look here in the objects for purchase orders. Only purchase order, only open PO. Use the project and then save. Now the object has been added to the project, but it is not ready for processing yet. We have to wait for a while until it's ready. So here we have ready for processing. If you go down, at the end we have not ready for processing purchase orders. So now we have to wait until this is ready. Now the migration object is ready and we can start using it. Before we do, let's check the predecessor objects. So if you click here, we have two predecessors, the product and supplier, and I have already demonstrated both of these in the playlist. So we are good to go. Now the first step is to download the template. So download template. Here is our upload template, which is similar to all the other upload templates we used for Data Migration Cockpit. First, we have an introduction explaining how to use the template. Then we have the field list showing all the fields available in the workbook in the different sheets. So here you have the sheet name, so header data, header address, and so on. And under each sheet, what are the available fields? So this way you can find the fields that you want to fill. And then any sheet that's mandatory is highlighted in orange. Any sheet that's not mandatory is highlighted in blue. Now let's start with the first one, header data. And these are the header details of the purchase order. In order to understand these quickly, let's look into the SAP GUI and see how we can create a purchase order before we proceed. So here I'm going to switch to SAP GUI. And to create a purchase order, the transaction is ME21N. I'll just go through this quickly because I have demonstrated it a lot before, but just let's review together what are the fields needed when we create a PO. So first we have the purchase order document type. NB, standard PO. So this is for standard PO. We have different types depending on what you want to upload, the document you want to create. And then we have the supplier. So here I'm going to insert the supplier number. So I'm using a supplier that we uploaded in one of the demos when we uploaded the supplier master data. So this is one of our suppliers. And then go to header. Here we have the purchase organization, the purchase group, and the company code. So the organization is AG00. All of this configuration is maintained in the configuration document that I share with the elite members. So if you want to see what is the configuration I did to have this purchase organization and the company code, you can join as an elite member to check this document. So here we have the purchasing organization AG00. The company code is AG00 also. So these are the three mandatory fields we have. So we have the supplier, we have the document type, and we have the purchase organization, group, company code. And then here we have the items. So this is it for the header data. Now let's switch back to our upload template. So for the header details, header data here, we will start with a legacy purchasing document number. This document number has the same concept as the business partner number that we explained before. The value that you put here is used to map the different details in the workbook in this template to the same record, but this is not going to be the document number in SAP. The document number in SAP will be created internally when the document is created. This number is only used for mapping inside the upload template, unless if you are actually using external number assignments for your purchasing document, which I have not seen before in any of the projects. But in case in SAP you are going to use external number assignments, so whenever you create a purchasing document in SAP, you want to insert the document number manually, then in this case, this number will be taken as the document number in SAP. But if you are using the internal number assignment as usual, as a standard in all the customers or all the projects, then this number is only used for mapping in the template. But when the document is created in SAP, it will take a number from the internal number assignment. Same as the business partner concept that we explained. So here I'm using the document number 2. I can insert any number here. This is only for my reference to map the different values in the different sheets to the same document. So here this document has the number 2. Company code is AG00. Purchasing document type NB. Supplier is 2008. Exactly the same data I inserted in SAP GUI. And then we have the purchasing group 001. Then we have the purchasing document date 01/09/2022, and here you need to be careful about the date format that we discussed before many times. So the date format, when you insert it in the upload template, it has to be with a slash like this one. So 01/02/2022. You cannot insert a dot. If you insert a dot, it will give you an error, and I have shown you this error twice and how to solve it also. So whenever you are inserting a date in the upload template, you should use slash in the date field. So we have day/month/year. As you see here, it's displayed with a dot, but this is the Microsoft Excel setting. It has nothing to do with the source data that we inserted. So the source is 01/09/2022, and this is what will go to the Data Migration Cockpit. And then here we have the terms of payment, key 0001. And this is all. We also have the currency key, which is also mandatory. And this is all what I filled in the header data. So I'm not going to fill any other fields here. So all of what you see here is what we inserted here. So here we have the document date, we inserted this, the purchasing organization group company code we inserted, the supplier number, and then if you want to see the payment terms, we can also find it here. Delivery invoice. Here, payment term is 0001, and the currency EUR, this is mandatory. We can also have an exchange rate if we are using a foreign currency. So whatever you have in the header details here in the purchase order, you will insert in this sheet in the upload template. And then the next mandatory sheet is item data. So we can skip header address. We can also skip header texts. These are optional. But then we have item data. So this is mandatory. And here we insert the purchase order numbers, the purchase order items. So let me switch back to SAP GUI, and these are the items. So this is what we are going to insert here. So first we have item category and account assignment category. If we are going to create a completely normal purchase order to buy standard items into our stock, then these two fields will be empty. But if we would like to upload a purchasing document for some special scenario, for example, for subcontracting or for consignment or for purchasing to a cost center, then we need to use these two fields. I've already demonstrated all of these processes in the Procure to Pay playlist on the channel, so you can check, and I have demonstrated multiple examples for these two fields. So for example, if now I'm going to create a line item that I want to post directly to a cost center, so I'm buying a consumable. For example, I'm buying office supplies, and when I do the goods receipt, I want it to go directly to an expense account and the cost center. I don't want it to go to my stock. Then in this case, I can use account assignment K. So here I have the account assignment values. We have assets, sales order, and then if you check K, we have cost center. So if I choose this, then SAP will ask me to insert a cost center and a GL account into this line item. And then for the item category, this can be used for consignment, subcontracting, third party, for other scenarios. So depending on the type of item, of the purchase order item that you want to upload, you will fill one of these fields or you will leave them empty. The standard is to leave them empty. Then we have here the material number. I'm going to use also one of the materials that we uploaded together in the demos, 1722, and then we can insert a short text. PO quantity, let's say 10. And then we have the plant AG00 or AG01, AG01 I think. Yeah, so this is the plant, and then we have the price, for example, 10. And then because I selected that I want to post this directly to a cost center, I have the account assignment K. Then now I have SAP is asking me to insert a GL account and a cost center. So the GL account, let's say other expenses, and the cost center is 1000. And as you see, these are the details related to consignment of the stock. And we can also split the same line item to multiple cost centers. This is an option that's available in SAP. So for example, if this line item of 10 kilogram, I want to split between two different cost centers, I can do this in the same line item by clicking here, multiple account assignment, and here we can say that, for example, 5 units, 5 kilograms will go to 1000, and 5 kilograms will go to cost center 2000, for example. Or I can say, instead of using the quantity, I can use a value. So I can say not the quantity but the value. So I can say, for example, 50 will go to this cost center and 50 will go to this cost center. This is an option available, and we will see it in the upload template. Now let's switch to the upload template and see how this line can be maintained there. So I'm going to switch here. So now we are in the item data sheet. First, I have the purchasing document number. So this is the same number that we inserted in the first sheet. This is how SAP can map the values to the same document. And then we have item number of purchasing document, 10 and 20. If I go to SAP GUI, you can see this here. So here, see this is the item number, and automatically SAP inserted 10. If I have a second line item, it will be 20. So for example, if I add another line item here, SAP will give it the number 20. So these are the purchasing document item numbers. Now let's go to the template again. So here I have item 10, item 20, I can have 30, 40. In the same purchasing document, we can have multiple items. And then item category and account assignment category, the two fields I just showed you. So here in my example today, I'm going to use one line item to post directly to a cost center, and the other line item I will post to my stock, to my inventory. So I will leave these two empty. And then if you go to the right here, we have the short text, the plant, exactly as SAP GUI. We have the storage location. And here we have the scheduled quantity. So I'm saying that for the first line item, I am buying 100 kilogram. The second line item is 50 kilogram. The unit of entry is kilogram, order price unit is kilogram. If you remember well from the other demos, kilogram is not recognized by the Data Migration Cockpit because it's not an ISO code. The ISO code is kgm, but SAP, whenever we're using SAP GUI, we can insert kg and SAP will do the conversion automatically. So now I'm going to insert the values with kg, but then in the mapping inside Data Migration Cockpit, I'm going to map kg to kgm. I will show you this in the demo today. So now, as you see, I'm maintaining the unit of measure as kilogram. And here we have the delivery date. So the first one will be delivered in 15 February. The second will be delivered in 20 of March. I have a scenario here that I'm doing the migration in 0101 in 31 December 2022. So as of end of 2022. So I'm saying, for example, the delivery date will be after 2 months and after 3 months. Net price is 10 for the first one, 20 for the second. This price is for 1 unit. So 10 per 1 unit and 20 per 1 unit. And if you go to the right here, let's see if I have maintained any other values. So this is everything that I maintained, very similar to what we have in SAP GUI. Now, since I have selected that one of the items is related to account assignment K, we have to fill a third sheet, which is account assignment. This is why I wanted to show you this example. So even though the account assignment sheet is optional, but if you have used the account assignment category in any of the items, then you have to fill the details in the account assignment, otherwise you'll get an error. Same as SAP GUI, we have to insert the cost center and the GL account. So now I will switch to account assignment, and as you see here, I have the legacy purchasing document number is 2. So again, to map the same values to the same purchasing document. The item number is 10. So this is the first item in our purchasing document. The sequential number of account assignment is 1. And this is related to the split of account assignment I showed you. So for example, if I go back to SAP GUI, if here in the cost center assignment, I am going to assign to multiple lines. So I'm going to assign 5 to the first line and 5, let's say 5 here and 5 here. And this will go to cost center 1000. This one will go to cost center 2000. Then as you see here, we have the sequential number. Account assignment sequential number is 1 and 2. So this is the number we have here. So if I go back to the account assignment sheet in our template, so first we have the item number in the accounting document, which is 10. Then we have the sequential number of the account assignment. So in case we have multiple account assignments to the same item, to the same purchasing document item, then we'll have here 1, 2, 3, as I showed you in SAP GUI. Here I'm going to assign this line item to only one cost center. So I will only have one sequential number, which is 1. And then here I can assign either by quantity or by value. So I will say that all the quantity that we are buying will go to the same item. So here I will insert 50. And then we have here the GL account number and we have the cost center. And this is it. I have not filled any other details. Let me just confirm that we have inserted 50 as quantity. So I'll go back to item data. And here if we check the quantity that we are going to buy from the item 10. So I said that I'm going to buy 100 kilograms. So I have to assign all the 100 kilograms. So the quantity here will be 100. So all the quantity that we are going to buy will be assigned to cost center 1000. This is it for the template. I'm going to save now. There are other sheets available, as you see. As always, you fill the sheets that you find relevant to your business case. So here we have schedule lines, components for subcontracting. If you are uploading a subcontracting item, then you should fill the components for subcontracting. I'm not going to do this because I don't have this business scenario today. So now I will switch back to the Data Migration Cockpit and upload this document. So here we have our Data Migration Cockpit, the purchase order only, open PO. I will click on Upload File, select the file. Now we have to wait for the file to be validated and imported. So let's go back to monitoring. And wait until this is done. Now the file has been validated and imported and we don't have any issues. Let's get back to our project and move to the following step, which is prepare. To prepare the staging tables. And now we have to wait again. So let's go to monitoring and wait until this is done. Now the preparation is complete and we don't have any errors. So let's proceed. Next step is value mapping. So let's go down to our migration object and here we have mapping tasks. So now we have different mapping tasks available here. Mapping of account assignment category, mapping of product, purchasing document type, purchasing group, storage location supplier, purchase order, internal or external numbering. This one is very important, so let me show it to you. Purchase order. So this is where we tell SAP whether the number that we inserted in the template is actually to be used as the document number in SAP or it's just for mapping. In my case, it's only for mapping. So I will tell SAP that I want to use internal number assignment when the document is created. So SAP has to assign the number internally. So here I will select internal numbering. Confirm. This is the only one that's important. All of the rest are just very basic, so I'll just confirm all of them. I'm not going to change anything. So here we have the target values, 2008. So I will pass through all the steps and confirm all of them. As you see, we still don't have the step to map the kilogram to kgm. So from kg to kgm to the ISO code of kilogram, but this will appear after we do the simulation. So for now, I'll just confirm all of these steps and I will show you the other mapping after the simulation. Now I have confirmed all the steps. Let's go back and go to the next step. Simulate. So now I'm going to simulate the creation of the purchasing document on SAP S4HANA and the Data Migration Cockpit will tell us if there are any errors. So we have to go to monitoring again and wait for the simulation to be done. So while doing this demo, I actually faced multiple errors in the simulation phase. All of these errors are not related at all to the Data Migration Cockpit. Initially, I wanted to include them in the video, but then I have a thought now that this is not related to the Data Migration Cockpit, so it will be confusing and a waste to your time if I add it in the same video. So I'm going to create another video to show these errors, just to give you a quick overview on this. So the first one was because the controlling area was not activated in 2022, so I got this error. Activate company code validation in year 2022. So this is the first error. The second error is this one, which was related to activating the cost center does not exist in 2022 because the cost center exists only from 2023. So I had to extend it to 2022 also. And I have recorded how to do all of this. I will post it in a separate video. If you would like to check it, you'll find it in the playlist also. I will call it with the same name, but then I will add simulation errors or system errors. So if you would like to see the errors that I faced and how I solved them, you can find it there. But again, these errors are not related to the Data Migration Cockpit, so it doesn't make sense to include them in the demo here. Now the simulation is complete and we don't have any errors. So let's go back and proceed with the next step. But before we do, let's check the mapping, the value mapping, to see if the unit of measure is mapped correctly. We didn't get any errors, so normally it's already mapped. So let's check. So here I will go to mapping tasks. And if you check here, we have mapping of currency key, mapping ISO code for unit of measurement. So if I open this, PC is mapped to PCE and the KG is mapped to KGM. So this has been copied from the other migration objects we did before, and the mapping is already there, but I had to show it to you. So if you don't have the mapping between KG and KGM, you will get an error. Then you have to maintain this mapping because this is the ISO code for kilogram, KGM. Now let's go back and proceed with the migration. So here I will go again to the same migration object, click on migrate, and this will create the document in SAP. So click on start migration and OK. And now we have to wait until the purchase order is created in SAP. So let's see, in monitoring, this is still happening. So now we have to wait until this is done. Now the migration is complete and we don't have any issues. So let's switch to SAP GUI and check our document. To get the document number, we can find it here in show messages. And then if you go to the end, or go first to the success messages, then go to the end. Here we have standard PO created under the number, and this is our PO number. So I will copy this and switch to SAP GUI, and here go to transaction ME23N, then switch, insert the PO number, okay, and there is our purchase order. So we have here the two materials that we maintained in the upload template, and we have the quantities. If we check the first item, we can also see the account assignment. Here, the GL account, the cost center, so everything is okay. Now let's try to post a goods receipt to this purchase order. So again, as I explained in the concept video, we cannot upload any purchase orders with history. This is not supported in the Data Migration Cockpit. So the solution is to upload an open PO like this without any goods receipt or any invoice receipt, and then post the goods receipt or invoice receipt in the system. So let's see if I can post a goods receipt. So to post a goods receipt, go to transaction MIGO, insert the purchase order number, and I have an error that no goods receipt possible for the purchasing document. The reason I'm getting this error is because in the upload template, I did not check the field for goods receipt. Let me show you this. So first I will go back to the purchase order. So now SAP is saying there is nothing to be received in this PO. So I will go back to the purchase order, ME22N. So this is to change the purchase order, and open our purchase order here. Now if you go here to the delivery tab, here we have these checkboxes. So the goods receipt means that this item is relevant to goods receipt, so there will be some goods receipt. If we don't check this, then we are telling SAP that this item will not be received. So when we try to post a goods receipt, SAP will say there is nothing to be received because we did not check this box. And the reason this is not checked because in the upload template I did not fill it. Now if I go to the upload template, let me show you this field. So here, this is our upload template in the item data. If you go here to the right, we have scheduled quantity, then after this, go continue. We have here indicator unlimited over delivery, under delivery, indicator, good receipt. So this, if you want this to be checked automatically, then you need to click to insert an X here, and SAP will check this box. So this way the goods receipt can happen. If we don't check this, it means the item is not relevant for goods receipt. Also, we have another one here for invoice receipt. So if the criterion is met, enter X, if not, leave it empty. So this means that this is related to invoice receipt. If I switch back to our SAP GUI and then go here to invoice, so here we have invoice receipt. So this is the other one. If you check here the help, so specifies whether invoice receipt is linked to the purchase order item. So if this is checked, it means an invoice receipt will happen. If this is not checked, it means there will be no invoice receipt. And then we also have another one which is important, which is this one, GR based invoice. which means that an invoice will be posted after the goods receipt. If we don't check this, then this means the invoice can be posted before the goods receipt. It all depends on your business scenario. To be able to post a goods receipt and an invoice receipt, you need to check this one, and in delivery, you need to check this one. And both of them are available in the template. So now if I check this and then save, now go to go to transaction MIGO for the goods receipt and insert the purchase order number. Now we can post goods receipt to this item. So now you understand how to upload the purchase order using the upload template and the importance of these checkboxes. I wanted to show you this because I did not fill it initially. I did not fill the checkboxes initially in the upload template, so I had to explain this part. So now you understand how to upload the purchase orders using the migration cockpit, and then how to be able to post goods receipt and invoice receipt after. I hope you found this video interesting and easy to understand. Don't forget to check the channel membership program if you would like to support the effort being done in this channel, and also to get access to the member exclusive videos, configuration documents, and the private chat group on Slack. Don't forget to check the other videos in this playlist and the other playlists available on the channel. Also share the video with everyone you know. Leave me your comments, your questions. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.